Piratesoftware on Warathan, dude, I get this guy's YouTube shorts recommended to me like every day. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this guy used to work at Blizzard. Now he doesn't. He's a streamer, creates his own games. So he has a lot of really, really good insight with Blizzard-related stuff. He's a coder. He knows the ins and the outs of these systems. He has just a really good knowledge base on this kind of stuff. So yeah, this should be somewhat fascinating to take a look at.
Horrifying. I played World of Warcraft yesterday. Like a lot, actually. I went and did their pre-expansion content. I went on and I was like, I want to understand why people are saying that The War Within is compelling. The reason why I find it to be compelling is because something I always loved about World of Warcraft was the story. Before Magni Bronzebeard turned into a diamond that kept saying the word wounds over and over again. And I was like, Jesus Christ, just shut up. Like, I hate it. I love the story of World of Warcraft. Champion, the wounds. Like, I hate it. Dude, I hate it so much. And you know what they did? At the beginning of this goddamn story, you know what they did? They went and showed Magni Bronzebeard and how he'd been abandoned by Azeroth. And he was like, I don't care about any of this. I feel totally betrayed by Azeroth. I feel awful. And he was like all like tarnished and he looked like shit. And he's like, look what she left me like. And he just feels awful. And it showed you that like his insane idealism led him into a bad direction where he was just being a fanatic for something that didn't make any sense that all of us hated. And I was like, that's great character progression. That's kind of cool. And it moved into...
I'm actually happy we watched this because I did those quests in the game and I like that like kind of went over my head. Like I was talking to Magni and the only thing I was thinking about is like, why are we back in BFA? What the heck is going on? Why am I talking to Magni? Like I'm so confused right now, but that makes way more sense. Okay, cool.
Into a direction that I was like, this story seems way more compelling for me. I'm interested in seeing where they go. And this entire event, what they've been doing is they're making world quests basically around the map. And those world quests are memories from the rest of World of Warcraft. So like one of these could be like, how many of you guys ever played WoW and you had to do that quest where you have to get the boar liver and the boar liver just never drops? Like every one of the boars just has no liver until one of them finally does. There is a world quest that is this. And it's called like the hyper pristine giga liver or some stupid.
Well, I think Blizzard's realized like the success of classic World of Warcraft, the success of TBC and Wrath and you know these classic games, and they've realized they can appeal to nostalgia very well. And they're like, wait, why don't we appeal to that same nostalgia in retail? Like, let's have memories of the past come in and have people kill a Nixia again. Like, because everyone knows, everyone's killed a Nixia that's played WoW. It's like, it's this thing that like kind of ties us together. It's like, oh, I remember that. Like, oh, I want to remember that. You know, like it kind of brings everyone back in. So yeah, I actually think this is pretty brilliant too.
And everyone goes there and kills all of the boars until someone gets one, and then everyone wins. And when it spawns, like when it gets it, like every time you kill a boar, it'll be like no liver or wormy liver, gross, or like all this kind of shit. And then when someone finally finds it, it spawns a liver that flies up into the sky and it's golden and like spins around and has like particles and shit, and then everyone wins the quest. And then everyone gets rewards, and you move on to the next quest. They're making fun of all the ridiculous moments. There's actually one that's like Taran Milver South Shore, which is cool, and you like go out there and you kill a bunch of NPCs. There's one where you go and fight Hakar, just out in the open world, and all of them are colored like the Azerite color, where it's like golden blue, where it's like egg yolk,
cool,
you know?
Yeah.
So like shows me very clearly that they're caring about the story, and they're actually interested in not just the most bombastic moments from the history of WoW, but the ones that
Like
as
the
a community
funny
we
ones,
enjoy.
and you
The
remembered,
nostalgia
yeah.
that actually mattered to the community. The Hogger with the undergeared effect, exactly.
So someone in the chat said, I think nostalgia brings people in, but it doesn't necessarily keep people in. I actually agree with that take. Like, you can do something like a cool event like this in the game, and it's exciting, and it'll attract players, and people will play. But if your game still sucks outside of this, like, people are just gonna quit. So it's like starting a fire with some kindling. Like, the kindling's great. Like, it's just really exciting, but you can't sustain the fire on kindling for long. You're gonna need some logs that are actually gonna keep your fire going for hours and hours and hours. So, like, Warathan has some cool kindling with stuff like this, but, like, it's really just kindling. Like, you actually need some good content to keep people in the long term. So it's not something to get, like, overly excited about, really. It's like, okay, sick, cool. All right, where's the content at, you know? And that's gonna be stuff like the delves, right? That's going to be stuff like the new raids, the new dungeons, the character progression, right? How the story develops, right? So, well, that all of that is still kind of to come in this next week or two. So we'll kind of be on the lookout for it. But yeah.
Exactly. So Hogger, you can actually fight Hogger, and he gives you a debuff called Undergeared. And you have to fight other monsters while you're fighting the boss to level up because you're doing quests while you're fighting the boss so that you can be fully geared to fight him. And it's just like, it's cool because it shows you that not only do they understand that Hogger was interesting, but they understood why it was interesting to the community. They did the research to make sure that if they were going to do a nostalgia thing, that they did it correctly. And if you have a dev team that is going into this with that in mind, that means it's going to be good. And I think that that's a good thing, like, for the game. And it shows me that I can be interested in this without feeling I was incredibly surprised because I was like, oh, look, it's going to be a nostalgia event. Very cool, you know? Yeah, F off. I've been on the fence, and now you got me buying more within. Yeah, I'm going to play it. I need to find a raid team because I used to be a Mythic Raider, and I want to get back into that. I'm on the fence about playing my Mage or my Guardian Druid. Also, by the way, my Mage was only level 50, and this event, I got to level 70 in 1 hour. Do not buy a character boost. Just go do the event. Every time you finish one of the event mini quests, it's like a half a level. It's insane. So, like, just go do it. Like, if you're going to play, go level your character. Don't buy that. There's no reason for it. It's even faster to level in Remix. I have to go check it out. I'm blown away by it, dude. It's completely insane to me. You want to know something funny? One of the things that I did as a raid leader, because I was a raid leader forever, all the way from Nax 40 up until, like, Legion, I think is the last time I raid led.
So this guy's raid leading from Nax to Legion at a high level and working at Blizzard at the same time. That's like a really fascinating backstory. Like, I wonder, I wonder when he actually got hired. Maybe he didn't work at Blizzard. He raided Nax and then like he got a job somewhere in like TBC or Wrath. Like, I don't know. I don't know actually how that worked. His dad worked there as well. Yeah, I think I've heard that. Ian's a high-level raider, or used to be. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're high level in WoW and you're working on WoW, it's a massive W because you can give really, really good perspective, right? If you're not really playing WoW, it's kind of obvious. It's like, okay, well, clearly you haven't played much, right?
The thing that I found that was very funny was a lot of players use add-ons because they see like the big streamers and you know, endgame raiders using add-ons, and they use them wrong. Many people that are at the top end, they use add-ons as a bonus on top of their already very clear understanding of the video game. They know exactly what they're doing. They know why they're doing it. And because of that, they use an add-on to amplify themselves. It's a bonus effect.
That's really well said. Like in Arena, it's the same way. People download streamers add-on packs and think it's going to make them good. And it's like, dude, you don't even know why this add-on is doing the bells and whistles it's doing. You don't even know when this comes up, how to react. You don't even know why it's coming up. You don't even know what it means. Like if you really want to get the most from your add-on, you'll probably build it yourself, like make your own weak auras or your own tell me wins or your own alerts, so you actually know why it's triggering the thing, what it's triggering, and how to respond when it's triggering, right? You could almost do it without the add-on, but the add-on is going to make you react to it much quicker, right? Whereas someone who's like a noob can download like all the best weak aura packs, and it's not going to do anything, right?
Many new players don't have the understanding of the game that is required to do that, so they use add-ons instead as a crutch, where the add-on tells you how to play, rather than you understanding that the add-on is there for extra benefit. They use it to be the whole game. And what I found was that players who were using add-ons in this way, which is the grand majority, sucked ass. I banned add-ons in the raids. You know what ended up happening? We started downing bosses that we couldn't kill before because the
he banned add-ons in his raids? What a giga chad! I love this guy. Are you kidding me? What kind of raid leader bans add-ons? It's like, yo, you gotta use your damn brain. You're either thinking or you're out of here, man. Off to the streets. You can't just come in here with this damn crutch. You gotta use your damn eyes. All right, look in the ground. Don't stand in the fire. Right? Dispel the stacks. You know, like, holy crap, what a chad.
Add-on didn't tell me to get out of the fire. That was the biggest thing that I've learned through raiding and through being a raid leader, is that you need to make sure that the player has the core competency skills to effectively use the add-on, not just using the add-on. Main tank drama is bad in guilds. One of the rules that I always have is that the main tank can never be the raid leader, and neither of those people can be the guild leader. These three things need to be separated.
Interesting. I feel like... So Method is probably one of the most decorated guilds of all time. Is that correct? And Sko was the main tank, raid leader, and guild leader. Kungen was one of the most you know, with Nihilum was all 3. I don't know if I agree with this just based on, like, okay, so in principle, I haven't heard what he says yet, but you have to separate theory from reality. In reality, some of the most decorated guilds of all time, all 3 are the same role. You see what I'm saying? Weren't they toxic though? Well, it doesn't matter. If they're the best guilds of all time, it clearly works, right? In not in theory, in practice, 2 different things. Anyway, let's talk about his explanation, but in practice, we see clear examples where this isn't the case, right?
If you don't separate these 3 things, you get big head syndrome instantly. When I was the raid leader, I did that as a mage. The reason why is because when you're a main tank and you're a raid leader, you can't see You see the ass of a boss 99% of the time. It does not work. When you're a mage, you get to be very far out. You can see the entire fight, and you can see where everyone is and see if people are positioning correctly. You don't want your main tank to be a raid leader. You do not want that. So the main tank needs to be a completely separate person. When I raid lead, I'm a mage. When I'm main tanking, I'm main tanking. And as a guild leader, I will never do either of these 2 things. I will bring in other people to do that. And they need to be separated. Now understand, this doesn't mean that it needs to be separated at all times. There are people out there that are really good at doing these things. There are very high-end players doing this. The average player is not a top-end player in World of Warcraft.
So that kind of explains things. He's saying for an average person, not the top-end guilds. Because we see time and time again, like the top-end guilds do this. Max is a raid leader outside of the entire raid, so he can not have to play at all and just think clearly. I think that's brilliant. I haven't seen many guilds do that until I saw you know, Max's guild. I always want to say Limit, but it's not. It's Liquid. Liquid, and I was like, that is really smart, right? That's really smart.
The average player...
Oh, Echo does it too? Okay, I didn't realize that.
Player does not know how to handle the perceived authority that they gain by being a main tank, a raid leader, or a guild leader. And when you combine any of these effects, their head inflates to the size of the moon, and it becomes a massive problem for everyone else who just wants to play the goddamn video game. You gonna stream it? I might. There's an old joke that unless you're Asmongold, or like a very small group of people that stream WoW, when you stream WoW, you do that to retire as a streamer. Everyone, I want to let you know that I'm retiring as a streamer, and I'm converting the stream over to a World of Warcraft only stream. Thank you for your time.
Wait.
Order a line.
Wait, I didn't even realize that was a joke. This is clearly a joke outside of my sphere. Wait, everyone makes fun of WoW streamers that, like, that's where you go to retire? Oh, gosh. Wait, that's been my whole career. My whole life is a lie. What the heck? Jeez.
Alliance? Sorry, what is... That's a really funny way to spell honorable kill. Alliance. No, honorable kill. That's the word. You got to spell it right. For the Horde, dude. 100%.
Okay, I thought I liked this guy, but never mind. Okay. That's pretty much it. All right. Oh my gosh. What a great video. I like this guy a lot. I like this guy a lot. He just has really good insight because he's actually like played the game and